Hey guys, Sean here from Builders Brisbane. Today I'm at a property that we are building at, and it is one of our dual occupancy strategies. This is a strategy that we've been talking about for a little while, that we've been working with some clients on, and that we have some really great numbers and some facts and figures with. This property is built by a very special client that we're working with. It's actually me, believe it or not. So we're big believers of putting our money where our mouth is, and so today we're going to be talking about this specific project, using it as a little bit of a case study, and talking about how you as an investor can potentially benefit from a similar strategy. So let's go have a look. Right, so I'm out here on the street of this project, and you can see what's going on behind me. It's a beautiful day. We're over here in Crestmead, which is a really good area, I think, for this type of strategy, because there are so many blocks of land that would be suitable for it. So you really only need two things. There's a block that's over 700 square meters and enough space to build a new home. This is a really quiet area of Crestmead, and we purchased this property at the start of this year for around the $600,000 mark, and from there the existing property is renting out for about $550 a week, which is a great return. And this new property is a 2-story, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage house. And we've built one recently for a customer in Slacks Creek that rented out for $750, exact same floor plan. And so yeah, it worked really well, and they were super happy with it. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing here. So a lot of the questions that we get asked by clients is, why would I pursue a dual occupancy strategy when I could do a granny flat strategy? And for us, there's really 3 reasons. The first one is, with a dual occupancy strategy, you actually get 2 titles out of the property. So the 2 titles means that a bank or a valuation company will come through and value the 2 properties separately. And whenever you have a new title, you actually get an uplift in capital. This is something that I think is extremely powerful and is well worth paying the council infrastructure fees, because when you do a dual occupancy, you are going to have to pay those extra council fees, and that can be a bit of a downside as far as cash flow is concerned. So with a dual occupancy strategy, we're essentially trading a little bit of cash flow for quite a lot of capital uplift. The second reason is granny flats can actually be limited in size and scope. So you wouldn't be able to build a granny flat that's like a 2-story home with 4 beds and 2 baths. That would be out of the question. And the third reason why we would go a dual occupancy strategy instead of a granny flat strategy is because the dual occupancy strategy actually takes advantage of the property and its full potential. If we were to take a property that was like this, that was over 700 square meters, say on a corner block, we could definitely do a granny flat, absolutely, but it probably wouldn't be worth the price premium we're paying for a corner block that is over 700 square meters. If we were to do a granny flat, we could just stick to something that's like 650 square meters, for example, and execute the granny flat strategy on that property, and would be completely fine. Would pay less for the purchase price, you'd pay less for the granny flat, the cash flow would be higher, but you just wouldn't get that capital uplift. So that's the reason why we love the dual occupancy strategy, and it can be really great as part of your portfolio to mix into your strategy. So you use the granny flat strategies, double income strategies, dual occupancy, all that sort of stuff, mix and match, whatever suits you. So this one is great because of the capital uplift, and you're not sacrificing too much on the cash flow side. So here at Builders Brisbane, we work with a lot of buyer's agents, and this property was actually purchased by one of those buyer's agents, Mark Naven from We Help You Property, or Y Property. We've actually also just recently delivered a dual occupancy for one of the directors of Pumped On Property, Simon, and that was an excellent project, and I think he's got a video of that on his Pumped On Property channel. So working with the buyer's agents is really good because they can find some great deals and negotiate all of that for you. From the Builders Brisbane side, we are able to come through and do all of the assessments that are needed to be done to ensure that the dual occupancy strategy is going to work on that particular property. So just making sure that we don't have any underground services running through where we're wanting to build. We don't have any issues with boundary setbacks, and that the land area is the correct size. We also have a look at any overland flows or any overlays or constraints that might be coming from the council, bushfire impact areas, all that sort of thing. Flooding can also be an issue in Queensland, so you need to be a little bit diligent about that sort of stuff. And your buyer's agent, if they are a good buyer's agent, will be doing those checks. But we also, as a second point of reference, do those checks for our clients as well. What really gets us excited about these types of projects is when you purchase the existing property, you might buy it for 600,000, 650,000. And we've had a situation where the existing property in another project sold after the strata title for about the same price that it was purchased for, so 650,000, which left the new property. And the new property was a low set, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, so not a high set like this one. And that new property sold for 750,000. So what can happen with a dual occupancy is when you purchase the existing property, you're extracting a huge amount of capital growth simply from creating a new dwelling on a separate title. And that is something that gets us really excited for this dual occupancy strategy, and why we think it can be a really strong contender for your property portfolio, and really powerful to mix in with your granny flat strategies, where you're not able to manufacture as much capital growth with a granny flat, but they are very, very highly positively geared. These properties are really great when you need to extract a little bit more equity or manufacture some equity for your portfolio, so that you can keep continuing forward with your high positively geared projects and your granny flat projects, things like that. So that's a little bit of a case study. We'll have that as well on the screen, and on our blog posts on our website. We'll be talking about some specific numbers, some interesting anecdotes, and some of the conversations that we've been having with real estate agents and buyers agents on the ground here. So anyways, thank you guys for coming along on this journey. Really an impromptu video, but just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to what was happening on the ground here in Crestmead, why we love Crestmead so much, this dual occupancy strategy, what we're doing around it, and why we're working with so many of our clients, our buyers agents, to execute this strategy in a way that makes sense on properties that are really good purchases. So if you've got a property that's over 700 square meters in Logan, reach out. Would love to have a chat with you, myself or Linton, and just go through the strategy with you, understand what your needs are, what your long-term strategy is in your property portfolio, and how this specific strategy could actually fit as a puzzle piece into your overall grand strategy for your property portfolio. So give us a call, 1-800-575-002. We'd love to have a chat.